Hey, mother Fs. This is from Justin to Kelly. I'm Justin. This is Tom Kelly.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
How's it going with you, friend?
It's going all right. Work is rough. Work's rough.
Yeah.
It's not fun. It's not fun like it used to be.
Now, can you tell me exactly what you do?
I work for a television production company, and I'm in post production. I'm a post production coordinator, and I enjoy the job. The things I need to do in my job are fun. The people that I work with are maybe honestly, I would say in the bottom 3 of people that I work with.
Is it because they take their jobs too seriously, or they're just not?
No, like as people. Like if you take your job seriously, great, good for you. Like good,
Yeah, but
go
sometimes
ahead.
you can take it too seriously.
Yeah,
you know?
no. Well, I mean, they are like that, but that's how they are regularly. Like
Yeah.
they just take everything, like they make everything not fun.
Yeah.
Like they think that,
If you joke around, you feel bad for joking around.
well, I get yelled at for joking around.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Yeah, so like, okay, so
But you like the job.
So this morning, somebody was emailing us relentlessly about something. They needed clips from some things that we shot, and I texted one of my bosses like, hey, sorry about that. This obnoxious guy is looking for these references. Blah blah blah. We'll get them for him. And he emailed me back a reply about the references, which is very nice. And then he has a bunch of double spaces, and then he goes, in parentheses, he says, oh, and by the way, we shouldn't be calling our second assistant director obnoxious just because he's asking for references for set. Things change. Like, this is what I'm doing. This was today. I mean, it happens every day, so. I mean,
Sounds like you're lucky to still have a job. He could have fired you over that.
You could have fired me. Yeah, I was waiting for HR to call. Like,
Yeah.
we heard you.
You called somebody obnoxious?
Did you?
Through text message?
Yeah. So there's written proof.
Do that.
There's written proof of me calling somebody obnoxious, and that's.
You can't do that. Did I ever tell you how I got fired from my job?
Which job?
When I worked for this production company for these reality TV shows.
I hope it's with the same people.
It might be. So I was working as a PA on all of these reality TV shows that are mainly featured on HGTV, right? And honestly,
right. House Hunters and like.
Exactly.
Love that.
That was
show.
Exactly the show.
Really?
Yeah. House Hunters Renovation, Flipper Flop.
Great shows. Property Brothers.
No.
Is that on HG?
It is, but no, it is, but they're like Canadian also. It's just they film in Canada. But regardless. So I was working there, and it was like a pretty chill job. The other PAs were like my age, as was like the secretary and even the like production coordinator. They're all around my age. And this one production coordinator, she started off as a secretary, and we were chill. And then she moved up, and then she started taking her job a bit too seriously. So one day she came in. It was 9 a.m. We just started, and she goes, somebody, probably a homeless person, took a dump outside, like in the alleyway of how to get there. And she goes, I need one of you guys to clean it up. And the other PAs and I were looking at each other, like, and so I just said, we're not going to clean that up. This is human feces. This is like a health hazard.
Yeah, called like the hospital.
Not even. I wasn't even trying to be funny or anything. I'm like, this is a health hazard. I'm not putting on gloves and cleaning up human shit off this wall. And the other PAs didn't really back me up, but they didn't also like jump and say, "Oh, I'll do it." So she, in her anger, was like, fine, I'll do it. All right,
good.
So she walks outside, and it's me, the other PAs, another production coordinator, and the secretary. And I go, how do we know it wasn't her that took the dump and she just wants one of us to clean it up? Now she's covering for herself by cleaning it.
Valid.
And that got a big laugh. Big laugh. So she comes back in. We're still laughing like 2 minutes later. She comes back in, and the secretary is like, Justin, say that joke again. And keep in mind, we're cool. Me and this girl, we're cool with each other.
Yeah.
And so I said it again, and we all laugh again, and she's just stone-faced. Justin stone-faced. She's just nothing. And she like storms off. I'm like, ooh. And I was fired a couple days after that.
And you think it was because of that?
It was because of that. She told HR.
HR fired, like called you in?
Yeah, they called me in. It was a Friday. They called me up. And they were like, you know, at the end of the day, you can't talk like that to your supervisor. And I'm like, it was obviously a joke. I know that she didn't poop on the side of the building.
Wow. That's a lot.
Yeah, it was a ridiculous
aggressive
reason, but you know, I'm also glad it happened.
Somebody I work with, so our office is at a studio, and there's parking spaces for everybody named with their name, and Ryan Reynolds is one of these parking spaces. So we saw the first day we saw it, we were like, oh, yo, Ryan Reynolds works
Very
here.
cool.
What up?
Yeah,
pretty badass. So this girl that I work with, she like started doing this twice a week. She started her own Instagram page called Waiting for Ryan, and so like 2 times a week she would go like hang by. Ryan Reynolds was never there. And, he
just has a spot.
Still has not been there. Yeah, he's got a his parking spot. Never once has been there. But so that's why it became funny, because it's Waiting for Ryan, and like twice a week, maybe once a week, she would like kind of dress up, like put a costume on, and like just stand by the sign like she's like waiting by herself, or she'd like be playing catch with nobody, and it was Waiting for Ryan. So like harmless,
right?
And
especially because he's never there.
So like this 2 weeks ago, she gets a phone call on her office phone, which nobody uses. Phone call, and they're like, hey, this is the HR department. We're gonna need you to come down and meet with us. And she's like, what? Okay, all right. And like there was no way, like, and out of nowhere they're like, do you know why you're here? And she's like, honestly, I don't. And they're like, well, we think your Instagram page is inappropriate. We have no idea how they found her.
Someone told on her.
Yeah, but I mean, it had to be somebody that we work with, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Snitch,
for sure.
Inside snitch.
100%. So she was just taking like selfies with his parking spot?
Yeah.
Or
that's it. Ryan Reynolds has never once been to
They didn't let her go, right?
Ryan
They
Reynolds
just said,
would love you to come on the show.
Ryan, if you're listening, we'd love to have you on the pod. They didn't fire her, right?
No.
They just said take down the page.
Yeah, they're like, don't do it anymore.
Which is stupid. Yeah, someone snitched.
People are so sensitive about everything.
This is just related to snitching. I think 7 years ago now, I think I was 21. I was on Facebook, and the local newspaper, the Northwest Herald, posted a story saying, do you know anybody with SAD, S-A-D, seasonal affective disorder? You know, if you do, reach out. We would love to interview you.
That's a thing?
Yeah. It's
seasonal.
Seasonal affective disorder is basically.
So winter to spring, you're like, oh,
you're down in the dumps.
I loved winter, and now I can't have it.
No.
Another 9 months.
No. Other way around. It's the winter, and since your body's not getting as much sunlight, and that it's a chemical, and that makes you depressed.
Oh, okay.
So that's what it is. So I replied.
I wish you didn't explain it where it made sense, because I didn't want to legitimize this.
You thought it was people who really enjoyed winter?
No, I thought it was people with like a fake,
Oh, no.
Oh, I have SAD.
I mean,
who am I to talk?
It's a real thing. So
apparently, allegedly.
So I replied to them saying that I have it and I would love to be interviewed. And they hit me up almost immediately. They're like, "Hey, can you tell us a little bit about it? Can we come to your house? Can we take pictures of you?" Like, just no background check at all. And I did maybe 10 minutes of research. I read a few articles on it, and I just told them what my symptoms were, how I felt, and they're like, "Yeah, for sure. This is legit." They come to my house, and the biggest thing was I needed a light box, which is what people with seasonal affective disorder use. It's you plug it in. It's like artificial sunlight.
Yeah, like a photographer's thing,
Yeah, and a friend of mine, coincidentally, his mom had one because she had seasonal affective disorder.
Oh my God.
So I pick it up, I bring it back to my house, and I told my parents about it, and they're like, "Justin, come on. That's Justin. But anyway, so
they were right, by the way.
they were out of the house, and this lady comes over and her photographer, and she asked me questions, and they take a bunch of pictures of me, just like looking off into the distance. Like, okay, now I'm not kidding. She probably took 100 pictures. So,
oh my God.
Maybe 3 weeks later, it was right around my birthday. There I am on the front page of the paper.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, my birthday is Valentine's Day.
Oh.
This is probably February 12th. I'm on the front page of the paper of the Northwest Herald.
Oh my God.
You know, it says Justin Stone, 21, suffers from seasonal affective disorder. And it's me sitting on my couch, looking off into the distance as the light box shines on me. It's so funny. And my mom...
Why don't you have that framed? That's hilarious.
Well, my mom, she works at a school, and they would get the newspaper. So she brought home like 20 copies, too. So I have so many copies of this. I should bring one here so I can frame it.
So did they find out? Okay, so yeah.
So, yeah. So I immediately went on Facebook, and I'm like, check out the Northwest Herald. I conned him. And I used the word conned, too.
Oh, well, yeah, what a jerk.
And it was so funny, but somebody snitched. And I had the author of the story call me, and he was so angry. If I was 21, this guy wasn't more than probably 25. This was probably one of his first jobs out of school. And he called me, and he's like, why would you lie to me about this? You know, don't you have anything better to do? And I was just straight up with him. I'm like, look, I did it as a joke at first, but then I'm like, why not?
Well, then the season started changing. I got,
and then I got real upset.
I got kind of sad, So.
And, was it a nice thing to do? No, but I felt like I taught him a good lesson, which was, actually fact checked the things that you're doing.
Well, yeah.
If I say I have some disorder, maybe check with my doctor who prescribed me,
I don't think
who diagnosed me.
That can't be a diagnosable.
It is.
Sad?
Yeah.
It's called sad, and
yes.
It makes you just sad?
Yes.
I don't know.
So I got snitched. The dude was very angry with me, and their Facebook, they blocked me from commenting on any future articles. And I'm still a fan of their page, and I can't comment on anything.
Were you a big commenter before? Did you?
Yeah, it was just like stupid things that 19, 20-year-old me would say when they would post articles, and I would say like, oh, I don't feel comfortable around, little people or dwarves, things like that. Things that were just so absurd that really had nothing to do with any of the articles. So I was a big commenter on that. And
you're one of those trolls, like
yeah,
you're like a YouTube commenter, like.
Yeah, but I wasn't trying to make, I wasn't like trolling to make someone feel
yeah.
bad. I was just trying to make myself laugh.
Yeah.
And then have random strangers be like, "What are you talking about?" Or you're ignorant and stuff like that.
How many other candidates do you think that they had?
Probably not many. That's probably why they got back to me within 30 minutes.
You should have told the guy you should be happy that I applied because
I mean, when he called me, I did apologize. I'm like, I'm sorry for what I did. I know it was stupid and I took it too far.
Can I get your copy of that
they
paper?
They printed a retraction, and they said, we found out that Mr. Stone duped us. Him saying that he conned us. They kept using the word conned because that's what I had said on Facebook. And every time it shows up in like my Facebook memories, I'm like, oh, that was so fun.
That is hilarious. So that's why you escaped. You had to leave town.
I had to leave town. That's when I'm like, all right.
You got run out of town.
Yeah, I did.
That's hilarious. Oh my God.
Yeah, so that's my snitch story. I have a work story too from last night. I host karaoke, and
Steve Aoki.
This guy that was semi-regular, but I think he's hitting on me now.
I mean, you're an attractive man. Is he? What's he look like? Say you were gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no. Say if I were gay, if I'm putting myself in a gay man's shoes,
and he is hitting on you,
and he's 30 years older than me.
All right.
He's from Thailand, so he's like 5'4".
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, he's a very nice man. Okay, so when he started coming in, he was immediately very likable. He's laughing a lot. He tells me I'm a good singer, which is just, I'm not picking up anything off of that, just because he's like this older Thai man. And he would always sing one song. He'd tip me a few bucks, and then he'd leave.
What's his song? Don't Stop Believing.
No, it's called Knock on Wood by Eddie Floyd.
Okay.
Baby, ooh, 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 ooh. You know the song?
No. I mean, maybe. He probably sings it better.
Yeah.
You're a Thai guy. You're a Thai guy.
Honestly, I didn't think I knew it. And then I heard the chorus of it. I'm like, oh, I know that song. You know that song too if you heard it. If I knew more than one word, which is baby.
It's so the Super Bowl, like when I found out that Maroon 5 was performed at the Super Bowl at the halftime show.
Great performance.
I actually did think that they were good, but when I heard that they were performing, I was like, why? Like I remember
because they're one of the biggest pop acts in the world.
I thought I knew 0 Maroon 5 songs, and now it turns out I realized I know every Maroon 5 song. Apparently.
Yeah, I mean they only put out hits. I will get back to Maroon 5.
That was.
So yesterday was the first time I saw him in probably 2 months. Let me take it back a couple months. One of the last things he said to me was like, you and I should go out and get some Thai food sometime. Since I told him I'd never really I've had pad Thai, but that's about it. And he's like, oh, we should get some Thai food and whatever. This man probably being close to 60. I'm like, oh yeah, sure. Just because being a friendly guy. And so yesterday he comes in and I'm like, oh, it's been a while. He's like, oh yeah, I was in Thailand for a month. I'm like, oh, cool. He's like, have you been? I'm like, no. He goes, we should go. I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, me and you, we should go to Thailand together. Which is weird.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because you're not good friends.
Right. I mean, and he's a friendly man, but that's weird. But I'm still not thinking that he's hitting on me yet. But then maybe 10 minutes later, I'm seated in my chair and he's standing. And like I said, he's like 5'5". I got 6'7" inches.
So it looks like he's sitting.
So, but I'm sitting. So we're almost eye to eye. And he touches my leg. And he gives me one of these on my thigh. And he goes, can I get you a beer or anything? And then I'm like, okay, he's sitting on me.
Yeah, no, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, no, I don't drink. He's like, oh, good boy. He said good boy, too, which is weird.
So he's the dominant one.
It's weird to call a man nearing 30 boy, I feel like.
Yeah, no, it's not a thing to do. No, he's definitely hitting on you, for sure.
I know.
He's into it.
But
I mean, I've been friends with you for years, and I don't think unless we've been sitting next to each other, like in a car, I don't think I've touched your leg.
No, I mean, why would you?
Well, I'm not trying to bang you, so yet.
Yeah, not yet. I remember one of the first times that we were hanging out, we were at the Holloway in Echo Park, and you were so drunk, and your phone was dead.
That was after a Dodger game.
Yes, it was.
Or a Cubs game. I'm sorry.
And your phone was dead, and we get in the Uber,
I was hammered.
And the lady driver had fingerless gloves on, and you would not stop hitting on her. And you got her number.
100% still have her number.
You got her. Text her right now.
I don't know what I would have named her. It would have been just like a.
If you have her number, if you can find it, would you text her?
Yeah, but I don't even know I don't know what her name was.
Well, why don't you search Uber and see what comes up?
Glovesy.
It was something. She was not American. She had an accent.
No, nothing.
Maybe she was like Romanian or something. Nothing under Uber.
Uber guy.
I don't think it's Uber guy.
Why do I have that in my?
I don't know. Text Uber guy. What's up, dude?
I'm actually gonna text this guy right now.
Yeah, say
because
hey.
Who could that possibly be?
Right.
What's up, dude?
Yeah, say sup, dude.
Question mark, exclamation point. No, exclamation question.
What's that called? An interrobang or something? Yeah.
No, that's what that guy wants to do to you. Your Thai guy. He wants to interrobang real bad.
So, I mean, if he keeps coming in and touching me, whatever, he's tipping me. I don't care too much.
Just the tipping
but
you.
It's like I understand what women go through when they kind of feel, like something inappropriate is going on, but at the same time, you don't want to make a big deal of something.
Hashtag you too.
Hashtag I know the pain.
Yeah. You get
because
on board.
I don't want to make a deal. What am I going to say? Don't touch my leg. Or can you not touch my leg, please? I feel like that's creating a situation when honestly, whatever, you can touch my leg. I'm not gonna, go home and cry about it.
Yeah, you might.
Like there's this woman that comes there with her husband, and she's always like, "Oh, you're so beautiful, and you're such a kind soul." Which I don't know where she's getting this from, but she's good for tipping me at least $40. Usually,
that's good.
Yeah, it's always a $20 bill every time. She's like, "Can I give you $20 to sing again?" I'm like, "Yes, of course you can."
Oh, she's obsessed with you.
She is.
You've got a little cult following over there.
It's older people. That's all it is. It's nobody my own age.
I thought I got a text back.
From Uber guy. He's just like, "What's up, Tom?
What's up, dude?
Last time was crazy."
Oh man, it's the worst when I get into Ubers. It's so I literally. When
Are
I
you
go
kidding?
out, when
Okay,
I'm
I
drunk-
get into Ubers and I don't say a word. I've been in many Ubers with you, and you're just like nonstop talking to the guy.
Yeah, they don't hate it.
I think they do. I think they're being polite.
should. Compare. What's your Uber rating? I bet mine's better. Guaranteed, mine's better. They love it.
I know that mine's not good
Yeah, because you're not nice to them. Because that guy's not your.
because I don't talk to him.
Yeah. You know, you get 4.88.
I would be surprised if mine was above 4.7.
Oh, that's
How do you see it? Also, I never use Uber.
because you're because you're.
Oh, it's right
bad.
there. It's 4.73, which is not a good rating.
I mean, it's not horrible. I've heard worse. I've heard of worse.
I think at one point it was lower.
You raised it.
Yeah.
But
But
man,
also, I think it was lower when I was going out with the likes of you and other friends, and because I don't think that they like you commandeering their radio without asking or
no, you just gotta say. Well, okay, I don't want to listen to like whatever they're listening to.
see. I feel like that's the respectful thing to do. You get
Well,
into their
ask.
car
I'll ask.
and I don't even ask. I if they were like, "Oh, I have an aux cord." Also, Ubers like 5 years ago were so much better than they are today. You always have the water on the side.
Oh yeah,
They don't-
Little,
they
like
don't
the
do
little
that anymore.
candies, little like Starburst in
Yes.
the middle.
Yes.
They don't do that anymore.
They don't do that anymore, and the cars also aren't as nice.
They're way worse.
They're
I
so
got
much
into
worse.
like an '83 Chrysler the other day. Like what? Thanks.
The Ubers I've been in here have still been like decent, but the couple I've been in Chicago, I got into like a '97 Toyota Corolla, and the ceiling was like all torn up.
'91 like Dodge Caravan.
Yeah, and I'm like, how does this pass any sort of standard? But
Yeah, hey, rides are rides. I mean, I when I see a cab, it's unbelievable. I don't know how they even exist. For real. Like every time I saw a cab today, I was like, how are you still a cab driver?
I don't know.
Like Uber must be like just destroying you.
Oh, for sure.
Like I took a cab, but one of the first times I went to the airport. I flew home and then I flew back to LAX, and you couldn't call an Uber to the airport.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. So I saw the line of cabs,
Which was such
I
a
like,
ridiculous rule anyway.
yeah.
Like
Right, yeah.
that's currently that's the most popular mode of transportation. Let us do
yeah.
it. Although I've abandoned
It
that
causes so
altogether.
much
I do
traffic,
the
though.
flyaway now.
What's that?
It's a bus. It's $9.75. So
From Los Angeles to Chicago?
yeah.
All
No,
down
so
Route
I
66.
take an Uber, like a $3 Uber from my place to Union Station. That's like there's a bunch of different locations. And then you get on the bus there, and they're like a bus that you would take on a field trip. They're kind of nicer than your
like a
school bus.
mega bus type thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it takes you right to the airport. Usually gets there in 30 minutes because they're also like in the bus lane. So you're cruising through
Oh,
traffic.
nice.
And yeah, that's it. It's simple.
That doesn't sound
yeah.
horrible at all.
I don't.
Actually.
And yeah, I'm not taking a
I'd do
$50 Uber ride from.
Well, no. Okay, so
LAX.
Uber to my apartment is $18 from LAX.
You also
in
live
good,
much
in
closer.
good traffic, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, so I flew for one of the first times, and I see the cabs. I'm like, all right, I'll just take a cab. Like I don't want to deal with it. Thank God I had cash on me. My
You
Uber.
took an actual cab.
I took a taxi from, and I like from LAX to where did I live at the time? I was at. Oh, that's when I lived like in Los Feliz, ish area, like by Hollywood.
Okay.
And I took it, and I'm like watching this meter go up. And
Yeah.
I'm like literally like, sitting in the back. That was one of the
How much did it cost?
rides that I didn't talk in because I was just like,
Just was staring at the meter.
Yeah.
How this is gonna be $200.
entire time. No, it was $125. And I was like, honest to God,
How'd you have that much cash on you?
Because I just had cash because I went to Chicago. Like I just had it with me.
Oh, okay.
And
wow.
And I didn't have any cash after that. And that guy got no tip.
No.
I literally had like $130 on me.
Do you tip your Uber drivers?
No, never.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably should. They give you the option, and I always.
I know. Here, I mean, I just closed out of the app.
Yeah, no, I give.
Would you like to tip your driver? Close.
I give every driver 5 stars.
So do I. I tip cash on any food delivery.
Oh, I just tip in the app on food. I don't
They,
order.
well,
I
they,
don't-
they don't get the full cut a lot of places.
do you call? Have you? When's the last time you called a restaurant to order
Yesterday.
Called a restaurant specifically.
That's so funny. Yesterday morning.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I drove my girlfriend to work, and on the way back, I'm like, I'm feeling a breakfast burrito, and there's this place right down the street from me, and online it didn't say that they delivered, but I know that they had a thing that said we now deliver. So I called them up. I'm like, can I place an order for pickup? She's like, yeah. So yesterday, that was last. But prior to that, I don't know.
Yeah, like okay. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay, so because I was gonna say, like, other than like Grubhub or like Postmates or something, like,
Yeah.
I don't like I haven't even thought about. Oh, I'm in the mood for
Right.
whatever. Like, I'm calling that like
Yeah, there's no need for human interaction.
at all. Like,
At all.
I wish they would just leave the bag of food outside my door and knock and run away, so I don't have to even get a handoff.
Right. Yeah, I don't want to make eye contact with anyone I'm not supposed
nobody.
to.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah.
When they don't come to my door, when they don't come to the door, and like I get upset.
I feel like most of them don't. Uber Eats for sure does not come to your door.
Uber Eats does not. Grubhub every time does.
Grubhub, so does DoorDash. They come to your door.
I don't have DoorDash yet.
DoorDash, shout out DoorDash. They do Taco Bell, and a lot of other apps
right.
don't. So,
I could do. I mean, I would brock Taco Bell.
yeah,
All the time. Yeah, how about that? But they just recalled all their meat, so it's like,
I know.
was it salmonella or something? It's the worst.
I don't know. I know. I think they found pieces of metal
That wouldn't be fun to eat.
at a certain store or something, but whatever.
Don't trick or treat at that guy's house.
I'll eat some metal. Keep your prices low. That's all I ask.
A little iron, like you eat iron like in small increments.
When I moved out here 5 years ago and I went to Jack in the Box for the first time,
Love it.
loved it, but they're not even cheap anymore.
No, they think that they honestly think that they're like a great like steakhouse.
I don't understand it. When I moved out here, it was dirt cheap prices for dirt food, but it was tasty food.
Yeah.
And now it's the same dirt food, but it's like minimum. If you go to Jack in the Box and you want to get yourself a meal, you're going to be spending $10.
Oh, at least. And what I do, I'll spend at least $10. I mean, I spend like $25 at Taco Bell, but that's just because like everything's like $1, so I just gotta,
But
I don't know
obviously,
how
you're not
I-
eating $25 worth of food.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
You're reheating Taco Bell.
No, I don't even. Most times I don't even heat it up again. I just like eat it right out of the bag,
That's gross.
just as is.
That's gross.
I know. I mean, it's
That's
there. Like,
gross.
some cold taco. You've never had cold Taco Bell?
No.
It's not bad.
Well, I usually order, like at the most like $7 worth of food. I'll get 2 shredded chicken mini quesadillas. Those are $1 each. And then I'll get a luxury item like a cheesy gordita crunch.
Do they call that a luxury item, or is that your?
Well, that's my definition of a luxury item because it's like $3.50. And then
What's the threshold? What's like a plebeian item?
well, see, I wouldn't use those words because that's what I'm ordering. I'm ordering.
Well, yeah, okay, fine.
I'm ordering the affordable option, which is just their dollar
Like the
cravings menu.
the Uber share, the Uber pool,
Uber pool,
the Uber
yeah.
pool of tacos.
Exactly. I'm always doing the shredded chicken mini quesadillas because they're very tasty and they're $1 each.
I'm in, yeah.
Then the cheesy gordita crunch, a little bit more expensive, and then I always got to go large Baja Blast, 0 sugar, no ice.
Get the most bang. Put your own ice in when you get home.
I don't like ice.
I liked it with straw, like with a good straw.
Also, Baja Blast 0 sugar is not very good. Most 0 sugar pops that I drink are like they taste identical, but this one there's a off taste, but I still drink it anyway.
Really? See, I can always taste the difference. But Diet Coke, but
Yeah.
I love Diet Coke more than regular Coke. Regular Coke's like too sweet.
I think Coke Zero tastes just like regular Coke.
Coke Zero tastes exactly,
And it's very
but
tasty.
Diet Coke and regular Coke,
They're different. Yes, very different.
yeah.
I don't care for Diet Coke as much. Diet Pepsi, I think, tastes like Pepsi.
Diet Pepsi tastes like it tastes like Lysol. I don't know. It tastes so weird to me. It tastes so bad.
All right, well, I'm about to go to Vons and buy some Lysol and drink that on the cheap. Because if that's what Diet Pepsi tastes like, sign me up, brother.
Yeah, Pepsi. Yeah, Pepsi's weird to me. Are you Pepsi? Are you more Pepsi or Coke?
I'm a Mr. Pibb guy. I'm a Pibb Extra guy.
That's by Coke. Brought to you by
Brought to you by Coke. Coca-Cola.
Yeah, that's a Coke. That's Coke's because Pepsi's
Yeah,
Dr.
Pepsi's
Pepper,
Dr.
right?
Pepper.
Yeah.
Coke is Pib. And funnily enough, I think it's only Chipotle that has Pib Extra. Otherwise, you don't see Mr. Pibb anywhere.
You really don't.
No, they don't. They
And
do not advertise.
you also like didn't before, even when Mr. Pibb was out,
Right.
like you still didn't see it.
You're not seeing a 12 pack of Mr. Pibb at Target.
Like, where did they get that name from? Like, because it was a doctor, so like, okay, this one's gonna be a Mr.
For sure.
And then Pibb, where's Pibb?
Yeah, I mean, didn't you see all the like the knockoffs at the Jewel or something, like Dr. Thunder?
Oh yeah, well those were funny.
Yeah, and the
those
cheap,
were-
and they weren't bad either.
Those were generic and they knew it. Like
Yeah.
like Mr. Pibb's like generic, but they're like trying to not be.
Yeah, why they
were
should
try-
have gone with Dr. Pibb.
Yeah, Dr. Pibber.
Dr. Pepper and Dr. Pibber. That would have been fantastic. I mean, they should have.
Or Proctor Dibber.
What's a step up from Doctor? You know, Senator Pibb. It's got a nice ring to it.
Yeah, but you don't want to get political with your drinks.
I mean, it's just a title.
Oh yeah, but then
Governor Pibb.
You come out with like red and blue cans, like.
Speaking
You
of
gotta-
red,
you gotta
Mountain Dew
pick-
Code
you gotta
Red,
pick a
that
code
was my
red.
jam of the Mountain
That was pretty
Dews.
good. Yeah, but it made your when you like drink it make your like upper lip all red.
What do I care?
dry.
I'm in 7th grade.
Yeah, everybody had it.
Who am I trying to impress in my lips?
Everybody, yeah, while you were like walking the dog with your Duncan butterfly yo-yo,
Yeah, my mongoose skateboard.
doing an ollie. I did an ollie I remember the first time I did an ollie, I was pretty pumped.
I was never into any X game type of sports.
I wouldn't call my skateboarding X, but
but you
I
know, like
stood on
that's
a
where
skateboard,
those
yeah.
sports are featured.
Well, yeah, okay, Tony Hawk-
BMX,
honestly, Tony Hawk Pro
skateboarding.
Skating too.
Oh yeah, I
That
had the
was-
game, loved it.
But that's what made me like
But
try.
I didn't learn how to ride a bike until most kids learn to ride a bike when they're like 5 or 6.
Yeah,
I was 8.
yeah, that's old.
Is old. I just there's home videos of me like outside, you know, getting 3 pedals in and then just falling over and then bawling my eyes out. And it's all on camera and it's very funny now, but I remember back then, even when it happened, just being so angry with my parents for like filming this in my time of weakness. And one of the first times that I was able to fully ride my bike, I fell, and you can see that little scar right there. You can feel it. It's got some texture to it.
Oh, that's big.
Yeah, I fell and I cut myself, and I'm like, riding a bike sucks, dude. I'll just stick to foot.
Yeah, but so riding a bike is cool when you're that age though.
Oh yeah, it is because everyone's riding bikes.
Yeah, but it gets uncool.
It gets uncool by the time
How
you're
old? How old? Like, when is it like out of grade school? Because I remember 8th grade we would ride our bikes to football practice. It was
See, I was
cool,
gonna say, I
like-
think bikes are no longer cool once you're in high school.
Yeah.
14, 15.
I think it's like a loose. Like I think they're kind of cool, like, but not
Yeah.
really. And then I guess
They're really not cool if you're wearing a helmet.
in college though they're very useful. So I don't think it's cool or not. I think they're like, well, I don't want to walk to class, so I'll just bike. Like,
I
that
mean,
makes
it depends
sense.
on how big the campus is. But yeah, I get that if you want a bike there.
But then like I'm thinking like Wicker Park in Chicago, like so brutal. Like you can't drive because
Yeah.
it's just a flock of. It's like you ever walk down the beach and you see just like a pile of
Yeah.
seagulls, but they get out of your way. You don't have
The
to. You don't have
bikers
to.
don't.
You don't have to walk slowly
Which-
behind them.
You know,
Oh, it's brutal. They're
I
so
get
brutal.
that bikers, you know, I get that we need to share the road, but
get off of mine.
but they also say that bikes are, when they're on the street, they're considered vehicles as well. So you better be going the fucking speed limit, or I'm running you off.
Absolutely, 100%. I hit a bike one time. Honestly, actually, the bike hit me.
Out here?
No, this is in Chicago.
Yeah.
This was also actually in Wicker Park, and I wasn't even saying that reference because of that. But this was in Wicker Park. And it was fully the bike's fault. I was turning left. There's one. It's a one lane on each side, going each ways, either way. And I'm turning left, and there's like enough room for like cars to go around if I'm turning left. If I'm being like the last minute blinker guy, which I think I was then, but whatever. I had to wait for a while, so I'm waiting with the blinker was on. Oncoming traffic's coming, and finally there's an opening. So I start turning left, and right when I'm like in the middle of the other lane, there's a bike just smokes the front of my car and flies over. And I was like, oh my, holy shit, like what? And I like pulled over, and a million people are outside.
Oh
so,
my God.
And so I was like, I pulled over and I got out, and everybody's like we know you, it's not. We saw that.
Yeah.
It is. He was right down the middle, and this guy he pops up in his spandex and his helmet. He's like,
Oh, he was in full biker regalia.
oh God, he's the worst. Like you look at him. You're
What
like,
happened? Was he just like?
No, he started. He was like mad at me. He was like, what did you look in your mirror? Why did you look at the road? I was like, you are driving in the middle of the street,
Right?
Like, and it's a busy street. It was like I forget which one it was, but it was it was like a Milwaukee or something. But like, what you're driving down this busy ass street, like, and you rode into me. Like, use your handbrake and stop.
So did he just yell at you and then?
No, he like screamed at me and then
Did he call the cops?
Because everybody was like, "No, this is your fault." Like,
Yeah.
there were a million people out, and he got so mad. He like started yelling at them, and then he hopped on his bike and like rode away.
Yeah. His
So
bike was okay.
so I got hit and run.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't run. Yeah, no.
Did it cause any damage at all?
No.
Yeah, it was a bike.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
Like,
he
okay.
broke his arm.
I don't have a problem with bikers, but either they need to get out of our way, or we need to have proper bike lanes.
Yeah.
Simple as that. My biggest fear here is being on the highway, switching lanes, and out of nowhere it's a motorcycle, and then they hit the back of my car and they die.
It's insane that they let this happen.
I mean, it's a good reason to own a motorcycle, but don't be going 70 miles an hour when the rest of us are going 10 miles an hour. Like, that's common sense.
But it's not to them. To them, they just like, oh, everybody's gonna stay. Like,
right. It's in their heads. It's, if anything happens to me, it's their fault.
yeah,
And I'm gonna walk away with a nice cash.
Because they're the more hurt person.
Right.
Which is crazy to me.
It is crazy.
I hit
They're willingly putting themselves in that
I
situation.
feel like I keep hitting people with my car, but I hit. So I did hit a kid. This was my fault.
You hit a child?
Nah, he was. I mean, this was when I was in college. But he was, I don't know, in college age.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so I was driving and I drove straight down, and so the street, it's like a busy street. It's split. It's a one-laner, splits into two, and then when it splits into two, it normally just gets busy. It's never really packed, and it was winter, so it split into two, and everybody's like stopped in this left lane. I was like, what the heck? Like, everyone's flying over here, so I like swerve over to the right lane. I'm like, I gotta get by. And I figured out why everybody stopped. This little Asian boy was crossing the street. And I keep saying boy. He was, I don't know, probably 20-something. Whatever. So he's crossing the street.
Boy, man.
This guy's back. It's winter. It's cold outside. And I see him, and I was like, oh, my God, I'm about to hit this kid. Like, I knew it, and I couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Slammed on the brake, and I tried to swerve,
Yeah.
but he tried to get to – I tried to swerve, like, to the left, but I kept sliding to the right because it was ice, and he tried to like sprint to the curb. So like we met, like he rolled up on the windshield, our eyes met, like it was a pause in time. I was like, oh, I just killed this guy, and he rolled off rolled off the hood of my car.
Jesus.
I hit him hard too. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't like
Did he pop up and just brush it off?
Yeah, he rolled off the hood of my car, and I was like, oh my God, I just killed this guy.
Yeah.
And I get out, and I was like, oh fuck, like. I get out. He literally just like pops up like he just like sprung out of bed, and I was like, oh my God, are you all right? And he's like, no, it's okay. I'm late for my exam, and sprinted away, gone. So I get hit and run twice. That time was my fault though.
I wonder if he he got hit, he popped up because he just got all this adrenaline flowing through
Like
him.
a deer, you know.
And then
That's
tomorrow
what I
he's
thought.
like broken leg,
That's literally what I said. I was like,
which is good for you.
I was like, a couple days, somebody's like found him like crawled up like dead under a bush. Like, I was sad.
Yeah, and then
but nobody
death
did.
by
Nobody
your
did.
injuries.
I heard he passed the exam too. Like,
So it was overall.
I knocked some sense into him.
It's got a good ending. This story.
I mean, I made that ending up. A good ending in my, that I made.
Well, I'm assuming he passed because he was.
Yeah, no, he was
in a hurry
running.
to get there. Yeah,
He was probably early too. To be
probably.
honest. It was probably really.
Got to
early.
get into the extra 30 minutes of studying.
you know?
beforehand. Yeah, I get
Oh,
that.
I smoked him. I hit him so hard. I remember.
I've never hit anyone, ever. I hit a truck. Or no, I hit a Lexus a couple years ago driving home. I slammed on my brakes, and I was stupid. I thought my brakes were bad, but actually I just had worn my brake pads like completely out. And I'm coming home, and I was probably going 30 miles an hour, and I rear end this Lexus like pretty hard. And I go to hit the brake, but there's nothing there. There's nothing stopping. So my pedal just goes right back to the mat. So I hit him again, slower.
Oh my!
And then I hit him one more time, and I'm like, Jesus Christ! And we're like right at the exit, but I literally cannot stop. There's nothing there. So I keep hitting like the side just with my tire to slow myself down, and this dude just gets into the other lane and goes. It's 100% my fault.
Stolen car.
100% my fault. I have no idea because I dented the back of his car pretty good. My front bumper was messed up.
Stolen car for sure. Had to be.
He was like this older guy. I honestly think he just didn't want to deal with it.
You don't think old people can steal cars?
No, I don't.
Like,
Old people, you can't do anything.
Because they can't drive. They can get discounts on stuff.
They can't do anything. They can't drive. They can't do anything. I was on the internet earlier today, and I came across the backstory for Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh yeah, what does the E stand for?
I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked.
Because it's an E period, right?
Yes, it's Chuck
E period.
Cheese. So
yeah, his middle name is E.
It's not. I'll give you a guess. Think about what Chuck E. Cheese is. Think about what their sole purpose is, and then use the letter E. It's not an actual middle name for a human, but it's a good middle name for a rat.
Excitement.
That's a good guess, but no.
Chuck Eat Cheese.
No. It's entertainment. Yeah. Charles Entertainment Cheese is his full name.
That's a cool name.
And I found his origin story, which I would like to read to you. It's a few pages, but it's so ridiculous that they would give this fictional rat such a sad story.
I thought he was a mouse. He's a rat, huh?
I should clarify. He was a rat until, I want to say 1996, and then they turned him into a mouse.
Oh, he was both.
He was a rat, and he's
bisupial.
He's bisupial.
But are they both marsupials?
Here is how his story starts. Once upon a time, a little mouse moved into the Saint Marinera's orphanage.
Oh my God.
First of all, why is he in an orphanage?
Because he's a rat.
But he's with children. So right away I'm like, okay, this is like a Stuart Little type thing. But second, why is it called Saint Marinera?
Well, because
why can't I get that you're creating a backstory for this mouse who likes
pizza mouse, yeah.
But why Saint Marinera? Why can't you call it something normal?
Because maybe Saint Mary's close to Saint Mary, or you got me. Saint Marinera.
I'll continue. He loved to play games with all the other orphans, but most of all, Chucky loved learning to play music. He especially loved the song "Happy Birthday." A little weird to love the song "Happy Birthday."
What if that was your favorite?
It's a public domain song.
What if you hear it, like, just anytime you hear it, you're just like, oh my, that's my goddamn jam.
Wait. Am I hearing "Happy Birthday"? Yep. Guys, hey guys, they're doing "Happy Birthday." I'll be back.
Is that why? Okay, so when I steal the aux cord, I put on jam. You might steal it, put on "Happy Birthday."
Right.
That's why you got a 4.7. Okay, continue. So he's jamming a
He especially loved the song "Happy Birthday." Because Chucky was an orphan, no one knew when his birthday was, so he never had a birthday party of his own.
Wow, that's sad.
This made Chucky sad. That's so sad.
That makes me sad.
Why would you do that?
Wait, so he must not know when his birthday is.
He doesn't.
Because he's never had a birthday.
He's never had a birthday. He has no idea when his birthday is. This mouse that's in an orphanage with children.
At this time, wait, what was he at the time of the story writing?
It doesn't say. I don't know. How old are rats? I really don't know.
Okay, whatever. Continue.
But not for long, because with so many kids at the orphanage, there was a birthday party almost every week. Okay, next page. And you get a nice picture of Chucky with
he's
with
wearing
kids.
Wearing some Chuck Taylors and jeans and a t-shirt.
And he's just a mouse chilling on the table with, near cake and stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know, mice, they carry diseases, right? They carry the Black Plague.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, they're not healthy to have around.
No.
As a pet.
Chucky loved birthday parties, especially because there was pizza. When Chucky wasn't learning music or singing or enjoying pizza at a birthday party, Chucky loved to play video games. His favorite game was called Pong. Chucky almost never lost. Now, this is a neat little tie-in.
Chucky's a molester.
Chucky's
old. Yeah,
I think he's a child mouse, so he can't be molesting. But
I mean, well, he's gonna have to grow up. I would love to have been 10 for the rest of my life, but you know what? If I'm still doing 10-year-old things now, kind of molest.
Act your age, not your shoe size, pal.
Buddy.
So that's something that you say to adults who are acting like kids. This is something that I made up to say to adults who are acting too mature. It's act your age, not your not your waist size. Because most adult men wear, you know, like a 30, 32, 34, 36 waist, somewhere in that area.
What is it, 34 bad?
No, I wear 34 waist.
All right, good. I was going to say, man, diet time, keto time.
But anyway, you can use that one. I'm trying to spread that around. No one seems to like it. But anyway.
Yeah, that's not the best.
In fact, one day, Chucky won a Pong tournament. He won a trophy and $50. Neat little tie-in. The creator of Atari, the video game system, also created Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh, great plug. Great plug. His favorite video game, Pong.
Right, I know. like children are going to be able to relate to that.
Pong.
Oh, I love Pong.
Trademark.
From 35 years ago.
See, that's why he's a molest.
That $50 was enough for him to buy a bus ticket to New York City. It was his magic ticket.
Where was he? Wait, did they say where
They
he
did
was?
not say where he was. But $50 bought him a bus ticket to New York City.
If you took your little mega bus ticket from Los Angeles to...
I took a Greyhound from LA to Sacramento. That was $32. I'll never do it again, but it's cheap.
Who gives who a bad reputation? Do the buses make Greyhounds seem slow, or
it's the people on them?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I've heard.
It was bad. Well, that's another story.
All right, now continue with Chuck.
When Chucky first moved to New York, he was amazed by how big the city was. But despite being surrounded by people, Chucky felt lonely. He missed the kids from the orphanage. He had no place to stay, so Chucky would sleep above the kitchen in a pizzeria run by a friendly Italian chef named Pasquale. So we've moved from Stuart Little to Ratatouille now. But
just
also,
gonna say that.
Yeah, a friendly Italian chef named Pasquale, which is that an Italian name? I know Pasquale is like an Italian name,
yeah,
but Pasquale
definitely Italian. Yeah.
But they also spell it Pasqually, which is not Italian.
Yeah, no, that's like
that's
Irish.
a bastardized version.
It's like Irish. That's like an Italian beginning and Irish, and like my last name is Kelly. Pasquale with my end of my last name.
But also, yeah, Pasquale as his first name. Anyway, Chucky loved to smell the pizza. No. Plus, he had plenty of music. Pasquale would listen to and sing along to the radio. It was a great place to live. Until one day, Chucky, thinking Pasquale had gone home for the night, explored Pasquale's restaurant and was discovered. "Mouse!" screamed Pasquale as he chased Chucky around with a rolling pin. Why is it always a rolling pin?
I feel like that's a female thing to do.
Chase something around with a rolling pin?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's a rolling pin because what else is he going to chase around with? A knife? That's a little too graphic for a kid's story.
A pizza cutter.
Still too graphic. He's going to chop the mouse up into 8 slices?
No, but they get along at the end of you.
That'll teach you, a stupid mouse. Okay. Anyway. "Mouse!" screamed Pasquale as he chased Chucky around with a rolling pin.
It's so hard to hit somebody with a rolling pin. Try to hit something with a rolling pin that's like moving. A rat. Try to hit a rat with a rolling pin. You will miss 100% of the time.
I don't want to get near rats anyway.
Good thing I missed because I'm trying to roll this dough.
Pasquale had Chucky cornered, his knees knocking from nerves. Chucky couldn't think of what to do, so he did the one thing that always made him happy. He sang.
Oh, and it was Pasquale's birthday, wasn't it?
It was not Pasquale's birthday, but I'll get to the next page.
How are you going to make it? It had to be because, and then Pasquale, it turns out he was an orphan too, and then Chucky sings "Happy Birthday," and then Pasquale starts crying because he's like, "Oh my God, I never had a birthday, but today is my birthday, and I was an angry old chef before, but now you're my favorite." Did I
Okay,
just tell this
what
whole
you
story?
just said makes way more sense than this thing. And you said that in like 2 seconds. And that makes 1,000 times more sense than what I'm about to read.
What could they possibly say other than that?
Pasquale was so shocked that he dropped the rolling pin. A mouse that can sing, my restaurant is saved. I'm gonna make you a star. And I'm not kidding. It
It's
actually
written
says,
like that, huh?
I'm gonna make you.
I'm gonna make you
A
a
star.
star. Okay.
They wrote in the Italian stereotype, which God bless them. I love roasting Italians. But anyway,
I love roasted tomatoes.
Pasquale immediately changed the name of his restaurant to Chuck E. Cheese, home of the world famous singing mouse.
And he guessed this.
So-
he guessed the name. He never even got his name.
Right. So just to recap, this dude sees a mouse and he's like, I gotta squash this thing. He gets the mouse in the corner. The mouse is just like, I'm gonna sing. And then he's like, I don't know your name, but I'm changing the name of this restaurant right this second to Chuck E. Cheese, home of the world famous singing mouse, which is a very long name for a restaurant. I can see why they shortened it to just Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah.
Not Chuck E. Cheese as home of the world famous singing mouse.
They left a lot. They left out a lot of that story.
They leave out even more because the next sentence is on the grand reopening night. So Pasquale
So they
closed down for business. Yeah.
Well, because they had rats and mice.
Right.
I mean,
they had the health inspector come
Yeah.
say, dude, you got rats. And he's like, I want rats. You don't understand.
He's like, wait, listen to this one sing. I'm like, yeah, no, you're closed.
I think that's probably what happened because on the grand reopening night, men and women crowded around every table. Pasquale proudly introduced Chucky. This is written poorly. Pasquale proudly introduced Chucky. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chuck E. Cheese, the world famous singing mouse. When the curtain came up, Chucky was terrified. Chucky had never sung for so many adults before, and he stood there frozen. He couldn't do it. So this is only for adults. This is an adult.
I was just gonna say, why is so? But Chuck E. Cheese is a kid place.
Right. And this is a little mouse.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly, if
How good could he possibly sing where this guy stops with the rolling thing? Does he sound like he doesn't sound like a squeaky. He sounds like Pavarotti. If he sounds like Pavarotti and he started like singing like amazing opera and I was about to smash, I would stop the rolling pin and be like, all right.
if some Italian dude came up to me and said, "Look, I got a singing rat. Do you want to hear him?"
I'd
like,
trust him.
Yeah, of course I do.
I would trust
So
him.
okay, maybe I'm harping too much on that. Adults would be there because they're gonna push the kids out of the way to hear this stupid mouse. Okay.
Well, yeah.
So when the curtain came up, Chucky was terrified. Chucky had never sung for so many adults before, and he stood there frozen. He couldn't do it. The crowd booed and left.
Wow.
So this little mouse is on a stool
Is
in
this
front
the
of a
Chuck E.
mic.
Cheese? Is this on the Chuck E. Cheese their website?
So it's not on their website, but at the end, there is a copyright here, and it clearly says 2014 Chuck E. Cheese Entertainment Concepts. So anyway, this mouse
insane.
gets up
This
there
is
to
crazy.
sing, and he doesn't do very well. So the adults just immediately boo the shit out of him.
Well, I mean, yeah, you suck. If you suck, you're gonna get booed.
But why boo the mouse? Boo Pasquale, who said, "I got a singing mouse for you.
Well,
I got a singing a mouse."
Well, Pasquale wasn't on stage. Like it was a general boo. It's like when you boo a team at a game, like you're booing like the organization, not just
The crowd booed and booed,
Cody
and then they walked out. And Pasquale was heartbroken. So was Chucky. He didn't want to disappoint Pasquale, this man he's known for, this man who's exploiting him. He didn't want to disappoint him.
Yeah.
God bless him.
Yeah.
God bless this stupid
Well, I mean,
mouse.
he gave this mouse a little start though. He gave this mouse a house.
It wasn't his choice.
And
He
a
was just like
stage.
posted up there.
I mean, he's a performer at his core.
As Chucky stared out the window, the crowd poured out. He saw a young boy walking. He was holding his parents' hand and smiling. But most important, he was wearing a birthday crown. It was his birthday. Without another thought, Chucky began to sing his favorite song to the boy.
God, this is the word. I hope it's AC/DC.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, little boy out on the street, is what he says.
Oh my God.
Happy birthday,
Little boy out on the
street.
Cha cha cha.
Happy birthday to you.
What's your?
So no one could believe it.
Yeah.
But
I still don't.
why is that so hard to believe? They're there to hear him sing. He got stage fright. They left. He sang, and they're like, he can sing.
I want to know what he's saying to impress Pavarotti or Pasquale so much.
They should have said that.
Like,
he had to sing something in Italian.
Exactly. Like the. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, the one song that everyone knows.
That's the one.
Or
I'm
the one
thinking
from
of.
Step Brothers.
Yeah. Yes.
Volare. Okay, so no one could believe
Maria.
it. Yeah.
Ave Maria.
Yeah, but but
Honestly, a mouse busting out Ave Maria would be so funny.
yeah, but no, not but not in
This
a high
beautiful
pitch.
soprano. No, it is.
It'd have to be in like a deep baritone, like a Robert from
Ave Maria.
yeah.
That would sound terrible.
If you saw a mouse doing that though,
if I saw a mouse doing
he's
anything,
going up on stage.
Yeah. Okay. No one could believe it. Chucky could sing. The family came in. Pasquale made them pizza, and Chucky sang all night. Other families walking by would join them. It was the best night ever.
So were the kids waiting outside?
I guess at this
So
point in the story,
for adults, and then adults were leaving, and then he sang.
and then other kids are passing by, and
They're just
the
standing
mouse
on
is just
street.
singing nonstop, and they're like, "Oh, let's check it out."
Okay.
Hey, Mom, this rat is singing in this Italian restaurant. Can we go eat here? And the mom's like, sure. You know, your
Absolutely.
dad walked out on me years ago. You know, I'm trying to make you happy. I only have you a few weekends a month because of my crippling alcoholism. Crippling. Anyway,
Cripping.
cripping. It's the blood and the crippings.
The mom just gets hammered and does the crip walk.
She gets hammered.
Only can walk.
She
doing
talks
the
to
crip walk.
Pasquale while he makes his pizza. But here's where it takes another turn. From that day on, Chuck E. Cheese's would never be a place for grown-ups. It would be a place where families could bring their kids, and they could just be, well, kids. Chuck E. Cheese's would always be a great place for birthdays, but more than that, it would be a place where every moment could be as special as a birthday. Time went on. Chucky and Pasquale were joined
my
on stage
God,
by
I
other
thought this
friends.
was over.
This is the last part. Time went on. Chucky and Pasquale were joined on stage by other friends, and Chucky even convinced Pasquale to bring in his other favorite thing, games.
Okay.
And Chucky hasn't stopped singing or smiling since. The end. And then you get a picture of Chucky. He's got the now infamous C. And I do say infamous because he was convicted of some pretty terrible crimes about 6 years ago.
That's what the C stands for. Crime.
Yeah.
Criminal.
Which is funny because I also went to the Chuck E. Cheese Wikipedia page for the character, and his alias is apparently the Big C, which I always thought was cancer, but apparently it's for Chuck E. Cheese.
I thought it was cunt.
The Big C. No, the Big C is cancer, but it's
Depends on how big the C is, but
that's true. Oh yeah, it all depends on the context.
it varies. Yeah, it really does.
That was a pretty big C,
if you know what I mean.
if I know what you mean.
See, that means something totally different than
That's true.
cancer.
That's true. Or how was it at the doctor's? Well, I got the Big C.
Cleared of all
Yeah.
cancer.
I also have chlamydia. That's the other C.
Oh well, that's the big clap.
Yeah,
that's a
that's-
slow clap.
Is the clap? Is that chlamydia or is that gonorrhea?
Is it syphilis? I think it's syphilis. The clap. And I mean, I might have heard this in a movie or a book or something. But the way to get rid, like the way they used to get rid of it, it's called the clap because they would slam it in a book to
For real?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It might have been
No
like
way.
It might have been like in a stupid movie or something. But I somehow don't think it was. Yeah, they would slam a book.
That seems like something that people would do. I mean, as recently as
Imagine-
the 40s, we were drilling holes in people's head to
being
let out the
first-
demons.
Imagine being the first person to do, imagine being the first guy that started a bank. How trustworthy is this guy? He just goes around the first guy. He's like, all right, I've got an idea. I have a building, this little wood barn looking thing right here. Give me all your money. I'll just hang on to it for you.
I mean, honestly, just like the idea of a bank is a good idea. You know, say you're in a small community and there's one guy that everyone knows and trusts, and you go, yes, we will give you our money for safekeeping, and we'll take it when we need it. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I'm not talking about like today's day though. I'm talking about when banks started.
Yeah,
Like
I
the
think that's a
Wild
good
West
idea.
With like the Elmer Fudd's, like
I like the idea of banks then. I don't like the idea of banks now.
well, yeah, I would 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
But banks are, I mean, they're more secure now.
I still don't like them. I've been saying for
I would-
years I would like to go over to a credit union, but I haven't done it because I'm too lazy.
Yeah, because whatever, you already got a bank account. Like, it's gonna be the same thing. If it was that much better,
No, there's no way a credit union is going to charge me for having a checking account. Like,
Oh, yeah, true.
that's such bullshit. Hey, I'm choosing you, Chase, to hold my money, and then they go, yeah, okay, we're going to take some of your money for you choosing us.
Yeah.
We're going to take, it's like $12 a month or something. That's still, almost $150 a year, just for being a loyal customer. I'm so grateful, Chase. Please take this money out of my account. Thank you. I love you.
I guess is the context though. I like think about sports teams. Like they should be giving their fans free tickets, but you pay to see. Like you're losing money to see your team or like your brand loyalty.
No, they shouldn't give free tickets because they're paying their players. They
So
gotta make
when
money.
when you buy a ticket to a game, you're like, oh, I'm so glad I just paid Chris Bryant that $60 I just bought that ticket with.
Well, that's the thing. Ticket prices are way too high.
Yeah. Well, because Bryce Harper gets paid way too much for not making the playoffs ever.
I absolutely love the fact
it's
that the
best.
Nationals
It's
are
absolutely the best.
killing it.
It's absolutely the best.
I hope they win it all.
Oh, he's a team killer. I know he's. So
You wanted? Wait, no, you didn't want him on the Cubs.
No,
I did.
Oh my, you did.
Yeah, I did.
I did say though, if he did go to the Cubs, I wouldn't get a Harper jersey, but I would obviously have to be.
You
a fan.
support him, yeah, of course.
Of course. I did not want him on the Cubs at all. 0%. This guy's a scrub. Absolutely.
Okay, he's not a scrub. You can't say that.
What did he bat like 230 this year?
Yeah. Do you like Kyle Schwarber?
Love him.
Scrub.
Attitude. It's all about the attitude.
He's got a great attitude.
Great. He's a
I would
cool
love to
guy.
be his friend, but
Love to be his friend.
actually, his second half was very
yeah,
good.
he has so many homers, dangers.
Well, yeah, so does Harper.
Jack and Danger. Yeah.
And
But Harper
improved a lot on defense this past year.
most
too.
overpaid player.
For sure. Every player who signs like that record-breaking deal is overpaid.
Who's the GOAT of GOATs? Like of all the GOATs, who's the GOAT?
Michael Jordan,
MJ.
of course.
And then TB12. I saw a meme.
Yeah.
Somebody sent me a meme today, and it was Tom Brady with the. You've watched the Avengers movies, yeah?
No.
Well, then never mind about this. I'm not going to spoil it.
I'm
for you.
not a Marvel guy. I'm not an Avengers. That's
use-
Marvel, right?
It is Marvel,
Yeah,
and
it is
honestly, I
Marvel.
used to not be, but I watched in a 2 week
Such a nerd.
in a 2 week span of time. I had to see what's all. There's no way that I wouldn't like it if so many people were into it. So in the 2 weeks, I just binged it all.
But there's nothing.
They're good. There are some that are way
they're
better
so
than others.
formulaic
There's so many. There are
that
some
you know
are,
exactly what's gonna happen.
Yeah, but you get to love the characters and
I saw Iron Man, the first Iron Man. I saw that in
great
theaters,
movie,
and I
great one.
liked it.
It's
It was
one
a
of the
good
best
movie.
one. One of the best ones.
Didn't want to see any others. And I
Iron
seen
Man
that,
2's
and I
alright.
saw.
The Hulk was garbage, absolute garbage movie.
Oh, what's the one with Chris Pratt? Why can't I think of the name right now?
Guardians of the Galaxy, awesome.
I saw that first movie, and
So
I
good.
really enjoyed it.
so good.
Didn't want to see the second one though.
Second one was alright.
I like them, but it's like I don't want to see those characters again.
Yeah, and the Avengers movies, I think they try too hard to force them all to be together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they try to give everybody
But
equal
they
screen
make
time.
so much money.
Yeah, because
It's
everybody's gonna see it.
disgusting.
That's what that is actually what upsets me about the Marvel movies.
Let
It's
me do a
because
Chuck E. Cheese origin movie.
Honestly, that would be that'd be fun.
It's not a bad story.
It'd be fine. It is a bad story, but it would be an original idea.
No, because I'm making Pasquale. He becomes the villain. Him and Chucky get into an argument. They break up.
Yeah, but Chucky's got to have a platform. They got to get back together.
Well, no, Chucky has a
You
platform.
got to use my idea. It's got one day he comes back and he just is singing "Happy Birthday" and Pasquale gets.
He has a platform because he's already hit it big with Pasquale, and then they argue over money
this is
or something.
after he hits it big.
Yeah,
so this
Chucky
is after,
steals his wife.
This is after. So you're doing this post. You're doing
Yeah.
the continuation of this written story.
Well, I mean, I'm covering it from the beginning, which, this is just a half hour, origin story, Stuart Little vibes. Why did Stuart Little's parents adopt the mouse?
Because the kid was in love with him.
Honestly, I don't really remember the movie well. Do they
I remember it was
adopt the kid?
Jonathan Lipnicki.
Do they adopt the kid from the orphanage and then the mouse is like a package deal?
No, the kid was. Did they adopt? No,
I have no idea.
I think the kid.
Anthony, do you know?
The kid was their kid. The kid was definitely their kid.
I have no fucking clue.
Yeah.
No, the kid was definitely their kid.
Okay, so then why would they adopt a mouse? Why would they go
Because
to
it's a
an
movie.
orphanage and then look at all these kids desperate for a parent and go, yeah, give me that fucking mouse over there? Why would Dr. House do that?
Because that's how bad they don't.
Why would that movie's written by M. Night Shyamalan?
M. Night is a good writer. M. Night's a good writer.
M. Night Shyamalan wrote Stuart Little.
That's actually crazy. I would have never guessed that, but I'm not surprised.
Why is it explained in the movie?
Why M. Night Shyamalan wrote it?
No, why they adopt a mouse? When the Littles go to an orphanage to adopt a new family member, a charming young mouse named Stuart is chosen. While George is initially unwelcoming to his new brother, the family cat, Snowbell, is even less enthusiastic about having a mouse as his master. Okay, so they did go to an orphanage and settle on a mouse. And we just accepted that. I know it was a book first, and I never read the book, but we just accepted that this family, they're a pretty well-to-do family, if I remember correctly.
Very well. I mean, you adopt kids when you're.
And they adopt a mouse
don't
that sounds like Michael J. Fox.
He does sound like Marty McFly.
Well, I mean, it is him.
I know.
Yeah.
M. Night Shyamalan. What a cool name, though.
What's his actual name?
Mr. Night Shyamalan.
Can we look that up? It's probably like
Mystery Night Shyamalan.
Morgan. M. Night. I know he's from Philly because all of his movies take place in Philly.
His name is Montreal Night Shyamalan.
Anthony, can you pull up M. Night Shyamalan? Is the internet going slowly? I can look it up on my phone.
Yeah, that is a weird story. Look at.
Oh, Minaj Neliyatu
He was the
Shyamalan.
first Minaj.
Okay, I get why he goes by M. Night.
Yeah,
Let's just say that.
M. Night's a way cooler name.
Minaj, I'm already thinking Nicki Minaj.
You know who?
Then I'm thinking Benjamin Netanyahu for his middle name.
You know who I have a crush on, kind of, and this is going to be an unpopular opinion.
Toni Collette from The Sixth Sense, M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Yeah, actually, this has nothing to do with M. Night. But if he made a movie about this girl, like it'd be a sick movie. Also, kind of Toni Collette though.
She's a great
How
actress.
you brought her up?
She's so good.
And she seems like she's really.
Hereditary. Oh God, I love that movie.
That was a good movie. And then we went to Cheesecake Factory,
We did.
and I got food poisoning from a club sandwich. That was a sad day.
That was.
Oh no! So I got a crush. So Elizabeth Holmes.
Who's that?
She's the Theranos girl.
What's Theranos?
Oh my god, she invented that like fake company that was worth billions and then was worth $0. It was legitimately her company was valuated at $9 billion. And then she created a company and tried to make and convince people that they were making something that didn't exist.
When did that happen? How come I never heard of that?
I
That's a great idea. Elizabeth? That's right.
Elizabeth Holmes, if you're out there,
If you're listening,
love
we'd love to have you on the pod.
to have you on the pod. I think Tony's saying that we gotta go.
Yeah, we should get Elizabeth as a guest. Reach out to her.
Elizabeth, I'll reach out. I'm a big fan, by the way. Big fan.
So until next time, thank you for listening. We hope you guys enjoyed it. I think we enjoyed it. This is our first one. I think it went pretty well.
Hey, for a first time, we can only go uphill from here.
We can only go uphill from here. Thank you guys for.
Well, as a sign off, who do you think the Cubs are going to hire as their general manager?
Probably me.
Before they're going to hire you.
Yeah.
I applied to do that before, and when they fired Dale Swaim, I literally applied to be the Cubs general manager or the Cubs manager, and they hired Rick Renteria instead of me. They emailed me though. Thanks for my.
You don't have the credentials nor the nor the good looks that a Cubs manager
I
needs.
know Joe Madden had it all, really.
He really did.
Shouldn't have let him go.
But anyway, thank you guys for listening.
Thank you.
If you enjoyed what I had to say, you can follow me on social media on Instagram at the official Lisa Kudrow. You can follow me on Twitter at real Justin Stone. Tom?
I'm not a big social media guy, but
All right, well then, hey, thank you
no,
for
I'm gonna
listening.
I'm gonna start. I'm gonna get invested in it now.
Get on it.
King Tom Kelly on Twitter and Instagram, and if you want to lose in some video games, I'm King Marty McFly on PlayStation 4.
All right, guys, thank you for listening.